doesn't get it. Number 17, Megan Bryan has the ball. Starts things off, pass it back. Oh, intercepted. Abby Rafis, a savvy veteran move. A little bit of momentum here. Becker gets past Nazy. Nice little big spin move, takes a shot, draws a penalty, but she'll get the score, and Loyola has a lead now of 3 goals, 4-1.
A couple of years since she took over at Loyola. What a backhanded, beautiful shot to the Greyhounds, a 2-0 lead.
Forward with a little bit over 12 minutes left.
Gavin is weaving. Gavin is a brilliant cut to the goal. Oh, good golly, Grace Gavin, Greyhound goal. That is 4 in a row.
Gavin coming out. Gavin shoots and scores. Another great goal.
Mary Henneberry flips it off. Inside, space and a score. And that's Gavin who gets free and gets another goal for Loyola. Time expires on the Fighting Irish, and the time is back for Loyola in the NCAA tournament. The Greyhounds win the Big East title for the first time. The Loyola Greyhounds are your 2011.
All right, guys. So I couldn't just play the guys playing lacrosse, so I had to throw a little bit of the girls in there as well, since that's what I coach. It's a completely different game, but it's still really, really fun to watch. They can do some amazing things. But we are back now. We are finishing up our using slope of a line. Okay, so we just finished with part B. We're now going to go ahead and jump here for part C as well. Okay. All right, 0.12 and a slope of 4. This one's actually a little bit easier than the ones above because they already give us a slope, which is nice. So y equals mx plus b. Plug in the stuff that we got. Here's your x and your y. Plug a 2 in for y. Plug a 4 in for your m. 1 in for your x. All right. So 2 equals 4 plus b. Subtract 4 over. B equals negative 2. All right. So now I've got my slope. I've got my b. I've got everything I need. 4x minus 2. All's well. Okay. Awesome. Now, part D. Same idea. Y equals mx plus b. Okay. 3 is my y. My slope is 1/2. My x is negative 7. Half of negative 7 is negative 3.5. I can add 3.5 over. I get 6.5. And once you got your b, plug everything back in. Y equals 1/2 x plus 6.5. Excellent. Okay. If I'm ever going too fast in these videos too, please don't hesitate to pause the video. You can drag the cursor back and just rewatch it. Sometimes I get so excited teaching math, I just forget how fast I'm going. So, all right, what is the standard form and equation of a line that passes through 3, negative 3, and negative 1, 1? Now, here's a little tip for you guys. Standard form has to be an ax plus by equals c. So look at answer C. Right away, I know that can't be it. It's not in the proper form. Cross it off. You've already increased your chances. Now, use this to your advantage. I can go through here like we did above, find your slope, plug it back in, solve for standard form. But why don't we just plug this in and see which one works? I'm going to start with 3, negative 3. Does 3 minus negative 3 give me 0? Think about it. 3 minus negative 3 will give you 3 plus 3. That would give me 6, not 0. So that's not going to work. Cross it off. Here, part B. How about 3 minus 3? Does that give me 0? It does. All right, so this is looking pretty good, but I got to check my other point out. Is negative 1 plus 1 going to give me 0? Yes, it does. So we work. Okay. So little work, little math there, and we still end up getting the correct answer just by checking our answers and making them use them to our advantage. Okay, so write an equation and point slope for the given line, or the line given. Identify 2 points on the line. Always try to identify a point on the y-axis. So here it's 0, negative 1. All right. Now my next point, I'm going to go right here. It goes 2, negative 2. All right. So calculate slope. I can calculate slope using this all day, but guys, make this easy on yourself. To go from one point to the next point, I'm going down 1 over 2. So I'm falling 1, running at 2. Negative 1/2 is your slope. Okay. So here's my 2 points, 0, negative 1, negative 2. Write an equation. What's your y-intercept? Your y-intercept is just negative 1. How do I know that? That's where it hits the y-axis. Y-intercept is where it hits the y-axis. So my final equation, negative 1/2 x minus 1. Got it. Okay? Awesome. All right, last few here, guys. We're almost in there, so keep hanging in there. Okay. Well, John would like to find out how much money he saved per month for the year. So John wants to know the rate of change per month. Hint, we are finding out how John's account changes per month on average. So you're trying to figure out how much it changes from 1 month to the next. So 1 month is these little boxes. So it's going up 100 over 1. So every month, he is increasing by, like, every month increases by $100. So your slope is just 100 over 1. Okay? It's kind of an interesting thing, too. I mean, we all like money. That's something that you can run into at some point. Now, number 2, the following graph represents Karen's marathon. What's the rate of change for interval A? Interval A is from here to here. So it's just how much are you rising over how much are you running. I'm rising 6, running at 1. So 6 over 1 is just 6. Okay, I'm 6 miles per hour. Okay, miles over hour. Explain what you think may have happened during interval C. If the rate of change for interval A had remained constant throughout the whole marathon, how long would it have taken Karen to finish the marathon? There are 26 miles in the marathon. Well, part C right here, what do you guys think? It levels off. Well, in interval C, maybe Karen took a rest. Okay, because it was a marathon, so maybe she took a little bit of rest. To figure out how long it would have taken going 6 miles per hour every time, take 26 and divide it by 6. Okay, because that was your constant rate, so 26 divided by 6, it would take 4 1/3 hours. So 4.33 or 4 hours, 20 minutes. Because 1/3 of an hour is 20 minutes. All right? Good. The meaning of slope in the context of real-life application. Let V be the value of Henry Huggins' house in dollars, and T be the time and year since it's purchased. Assume that over time, the value of the house changed according to the relationship shown in the graph on the right. What's the slope? You're always looking for points. Okay? So look where it hits. Rise over run. I'm rising up $10,000. Okay? So my rise over run, 10,000. And I'm running it over a period of 5 years. So I'm just reducing this down. Guys, use your calculator. Use your technology. $2,000. So your slope, your M, is $2,000 per time, dollars per year. All right? Looking good. Okay. What are the units of the slope? What's the interpretation of slope? What's the y-intercept? What's the interpretation of the y-intercept? So units of slope is always, your y-axis over your x-axis, rise over run. Okay, and it depends on the problem, the context of the problem given. Interpretation is just your rate of change. Your y-intercept is where it hits the y-axis. And interpretation of the y-intercept, that's like your starting point a lot of times for your word problems. Starting point, like where am I beginning at? Okay? Let's take a look at a few more of these, and then have you guys try the last few on your own. But the cost to y of a monthly cell phone bill in dollars given by y equals 0.25x plus $39.99, where x is the number of minutes in excess of 400. What's the slope of the line? Okay, always refer back to mx plus b. Okay, so the slope is what's in front of your x, 0.25. So the slope is just 0.25. Interpret the meaning of slope. Well, it's 0.25 in terms of money, that's 25 cents. And x is the number of minutes it exceeds 400 minutes. So if you go over 400, it costs 25 cents a minute if you go over 400 minutes. Okay, and that's a really, really bad minutes. My apologies. All right, what I'd like you guys to do, okay, is for these last two problems, I want you to give them a try, and then we're going to go over these probably at the start of class on Wednesday. All right. I know it's 2 videos back to back. It was a lot of material, but again, I think this is something that you guys are comfortable with. The word problems are huge. Okay. Before you guys know what the keystone is going to be here, where you guys can rack up a lot of good points is by really doing a nice job of writing out your word problems, writing what you think everything stands for. It's an area of weakness for a lot of us, including myself. Okay, so again, keep up the good work. We are all counting on you.